Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
When the pimp's in the kid, man, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. When the kid try to get it, pop it like it's hot, pop it like it's hot, pop it like it's hot. If a nigga get an attitude, pop it like it's hot, pop it like it's hot, pop it like it's hot. I got the rollie on my arm and I'm pouring Sean down and I roll my best weed 'cause I got it going on. I'm a gangster, but y'all read that. The big boss dog, yeah, I had to read that. I keep a blue flag hanging on my right side, but only on the left side. Yeah, that's the left side. Ain't no other way to play the game the way I play. I cut so much you thought I was a DJ. 2, 1, SC and double low, please,
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Every day. Smoke weed 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 every day. Smoke weed.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 5 of Radio Armbar. Tonight is a super special episode, for not only do we have the one scheduled guest, we also have a super special, awesome, chocolatey, fudge-covered mystery guest. But first, my regular colleague, he is the one, he's the only Mr. Matt the Doctor.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Matt. How are you doing here tonight?
I am doing pretty well.
Excellent. And of course, to our scheduled guest of the evening, he is the man behind IBW. He's the man behind many characters, and he comes to us tonight from the land of Scots, Mr. EpicKiraX.
Hey.
How are you doing tonight, Kira?
Really nervous.
Really nervous?
Yeah.
I don't think it is possible to be as nervous as OD was last week.
More nervous.
Oh,
I really doubt that. OD was pretty nervous, but...
Oh god, there's a bit of an echo there.
There is a bit of an echo. I think that's on Kira's end.
Well then.
Just mute your mic for a sec. And of course, though, to our final guest, we'll edit that out in post, guys. We have a lot of post-production that goes into the show. It is a live podcast. And of course, to our final guest, he is a mystery, just like Evolution. We've had him on here before. We were just playing Tekken, so I just figured, why not? So here he is. Drumroll, please.
Dun, 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 dun. Mic tapping.
Mr. Rose Tiffy Lockhart.
Tiffy, hi. I'm not supposed to read the stuff in parentheses? Shit. Okay.
He literally read it off the run sheet. It says Tiffy, hi. He read that there. So how are you doing tonight, Mr. Tiffy?
I'm doing good. I'm surprised that I'm on again so soon. Surprised that you even want me on here again. 'Cause I thought I sucked last time. Okay.
Oh.
No,
Hi, how are you?
We just had such a good dynamic going, and then I figured, hey, why not? And this time you're not actually in a McDonald's, so...
Yes, I'm not in the McDonald's this time. I'm just in my house with everyone in here, and I'm going to be ordering food later, so...
Excellent.
Yes! Food.
So, this week...
We don't need Kira, it's just me. So.
Yeah, so let's go on and sum up the things which have happened in the past week of the Armbar Society. We have only actually had the one show, that one show being, of course, the one of yours truly, Casino Nights Wrestling. So, let's see, what did we have happen on Casino Nights Wrestling? We did see the debut, finally, of Jay Gunn, something that a lot of people thought was coming for some time. And then it actually happened. It hit a lot of people by surprise. We had the victory of Trent Kikoa in the main event after Tyler Reichman was added to it. Trent Kikoa still walked out with that number one contendership to the World Heavyweight Championship. And we did have a lot of other things happen as well, so be sure to catch the replay of that one. It was a great show, if I do say so myself. Always fun to do. Of course, with Matt, what did you think of the show?
I really enjoyed it. I just thought it was just very tightly produced, and all the excitement that happened was really cool. It's awesome seeing Jay Gunn back. I love the call. He just looks crazy. It's fantastic. I think it was a very solid show, and I was rewatching. Because that's what I do. I kind of half watch the show when I'm commentating.
Yeah.
You kind of have to. You kind of you watch as a viewer and you watch as a commentator in two completely different ways. So.
Yeah, and I can say the same thing, because I mean, like, when I'm putting together the show, by the time a match has gone to air, I've seen it at least 3 times. So it's just a lot easier to commentate, and it's just a lot easier to just kind of talk about, but still, when you come to watching it as a whole, with all the music and with all the commentary put together, you never really fully see it until it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's always fun to do, so, yeah, I'm just really glad. So, Kira, what did you think of Casino Nights Wrestling this week?
Oh, it was horrible. No,
Thank you, that's
really,
a
I
good
actually really did enjoy it. It was probably one of my favourite episodes so far. Jay Gunn, I've not really seen him in his prime, because when I first joined AS, Groudon was champion, so I've not seen much of him, but I really liked that call. It looked awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the scene with Carlisle and Heathcliff, was it? Yeah, that was...
Yeah.
That got me off guard. I wasn't expecting.
That was something that I did on a whim.
I love
the truck as well.
That was something I did on the whim. I had the scene there, and I knew that Carlisle and Big Tex were going to have the scene backstage. That's what we had booked. And then I looked at it, and I was like, man, it'd be really funny if they did the "Don't Turn Around" scene with Cliff. And I figured, why not?
I saw you on Twitter laughing about it when you were doing recording.
Yeah, like I kind of made a vague reference on Twitter when I was doing it. It's really fun though.
I'm also really happy Trent Koa won. I really wanted him to win the world title, to be honest. Yeah,
Trent's great. He's just a new dog, really.
Yeah,
I'm
not ready.
New and hungry. And speaking of hungry, because Scarini might have just gone to order some food. Are you still with us, Tiffy?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. What were your thoughts on Casino Nights Wrestling this week?
Casino Night Wrestling. Excuse me. I've already fucked it up, and I'm 2 sentences in. Casino Nights Wrestling was good as usual. The four-way match of the main event was actually really good, because I think since 13 has come out, people haven't really done a lot of fatal four-way matches, and I don't know. Just seeing Trent, Tyler, was shit.
Miles and
Sego.
Miles and Sego, just like 4 people that I actually really, really care about. I mean, Tyler, obviously, that's a given. But I mean, to see Trent take the whole thing is actually really exciting, because I did miss Trent in like the whole title picture. And so to see him back in it now is, it's a really interesting main event. It's going to be with. So far, it's just Tyler. So far, it's just Trent and Juan. But looking forward to see if anything else gets added to that. And even if there's not, it's still going to be a good match. And then all of the normal shenanigans that happen, the stuff that's going on with. The stuff that's being built up with Rin and Oi, and Jerry is sort of a Oi hanging out with Jerry, and Rin basically messing with both of them.
What are you talking about? We only put Jerry Han in those scenes for the ass shots.
That dress, man.
That dress is impressive. I like it. I will have to completely rip that off for her appearance.
I'd rip it off. Whoop whoop.
God.
That was just something. I like people having cinematic attire, so I just said to Laura, "Hey, why don't I make a cinematic attire for Jerry?" And she was like, "If you want." I was like, "Okay," so I did, and then we both agreed it was very Jerry-tastic. So
cinematic attire is always nice, especially when I can make an attire actually work in Story Creator Amber.
Oh, did you have that problem as well?
Yeah, and it still doesn't work, and so I'm just saying fuck it.
the way Oi had an attire that was like that, the one that she's got in the actual card, the neon one. I could not get that one to work in cutscenes until I delete the car. Well, put the car on CC, deleted the one I had, and re-downloaded it. That fixed it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's really strange, but W13 in general is very strange.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So yeah, we're getting off on the.
Well, yeah, we're just kind of going on
I think
W13 right
that's
now.
on topic, but yeah, all the stuff that you put into that show is great, and
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to all the new stuff. I'm looking forward to where the women's title's going to go. I'm looking forward to where the tag team titles are going to go. I'm looking forward to where the match between August and Gavin Campbell, because that's been a long time coming, and that's why I didn't. That's why when you came to me and says, "Hey, which one do you want?" Like that decision that Tyler made was a legitimate decision I made, and so I'm like, no, August is a character that needs this. So I'm face on the show and face in real life. So
Yeah.
okay.
One of these
What a
days,
face.
Tiffy's going to do a heel turn.
I'm going to do a heel turn. It's going to be the most monumental thing ever. And then Tony Schiavone is going to tell me to go to hell at the end of the night.
Tyler Rykern, you selfish prick!
Tyler Rykern, you son of a bitch! You turned your back on everyone! This is something I wasn't expecting! This is the worst night in the history of the entire friggin' universe!
And then they got free buys on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Casino Nights Wrestling. As I always say, I really do enjoy doing it. I'm just so glad that I get the opportunity to do so, and that is pretty much it. I don't have any funny taping stories. No. Oh, the bit with Elliot C having a hat I did by accident.
I love that hat.
He just had a hat. I don't know why. I think on the cinematic attire he has a hat. And I put the cinematic attire on him instead of the entrance one, which I normally use, and then he just happened to have a hat this week, and I didn't notice until right at the end. So yeah, that was CNW, and we did also have some non-Fed stuff this week, didn't we, Matt?
We do. We have, of course, the announcement of Renaissance last week on the show. Back then, the only announced match was Groudon versus Shaman. However, through the week, more matches were announced, including the 8 Rookie Battle Royal, which has the participants of Lakeem, Kamara Moore, Prince Franklin, Robbie Blaze, Carlisle Connor, Yugi Hoshiguma, and Joe Vader and a mystery person. But there are a few more matches to be announced right now. Dun 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 dun. Should I make them wait?
Is the mystery white man mystery? Is the mystery opponent mystery white man?
He may be.
No, let's go. Let's just go and announce some of these mystery matches.
Okay, so here's a pretty big one. Richie Stevens versus Ryan Davis. It's mentor versus mentee. Of course, Ryan Davis, huge heel turn last week, and I think that these two, of course, have been wanting to get their hands on each other for quite a while now. Mm-hmm.
After this, Kira should talk about Ryan Davis a little bit if he does.
Oh
if he
yes,
wants
yes. We have another match. We have the Toy Soldiers from IBW taking on the Bad League of Bad from T-Fire currently. So it's for the people in that match, that'll be Dr. Steele, Bert Beasley, the social justice blogger, and a mystery fourth member, taking on Dr. Midcard, Fatty McYardtard, and 2 mystery members, which will perhaps come in time. We have also for the right to become the mascot of AES. Are you ready for this one? It's going to be the greatest match of all time. It is none other than Kiwi-chan, everyone's favorite referee, taking on Bruno Bono. It's time. It's time. It's been building for months. I can't wait for this. Bruno Bono versus Kiwi-chan. It's a grudge match of the century. And of course, speaking of grudge matches, we have another big match planned. A match that, these two men haven't faced off. I mean, they've kind of faced off here and there, but I don't think they've ever really done it one-on-one, and certainly not in their current forms. It is Jay Gunn taking on Derek Bryson in a death match. So that'll be pretty big. And finally, one more match. We have Tyler Reichern, and
Hi.
he will be taking on... Hi, Tyler Reichern. He has taken on one member of the former Soviet Outback, Victor Zangief, and now it's time for him to take on the other member, Raiden, in a one-on-one match, but with a special guest referee. None other than the man he defeated, Victor Zangief. So, pretty big stuff coming.
Pretty huge stuff, if you ask me. All of these matches, I was just going to say, I'm really looking forward to. I already knew all of these going into it, obviously, but oh my god, I can't wait. So, both of you both have matches, so let's go over first to Kira. What do you think of these matches so far?
Yeah, I'm really glad that Ryan Davis versus Richie is happening. Matt came to me asking if it'd be like okay to do it, and I was like, yeah, I was definitely going along with it. So I'm really excited to like promos for it and stuff like that.
I really have enjoyed the work that you've been doing as Ryan Davis as a heel. I think it was. We mentioned it last week. I think it was just something that was really needed, and it's just excellent. You've got a lot of potential. You're ready, brother.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm ready.
Any other thoughts before I throw it over to Tiffy?
No, I'm just really happy that match is finally happening, even though it's only just begun.
Excellent stuff. All right, Mr. Tiffy.
Okay, well, of course, Tyler Reichern versus Raiden is something that's happened in T5 several times, but really with the added stipulation of Victor being the referee is just, it all comes really to a head. Because, like, I know that when Raiden and Tyler Reichern was conceived, it was really like, oh, we can make this another, Zangief, and I wasn't sold on that completely because Tyler and Zangief was so really good. But I think now that there's history built up, that I think it could be that, and this match could really elevate it to somewhat that level. Not taking anything away from the Raiden character, but it just didn't feel the same to me, I guess. And but I think now it's through no small part of Zangief being involved, I think it's going to be elevated higher because of that. And then, do I really even need to say anything about Kiwi versus Bruno? That match sort of horrifyingly writes itself. So I'm not going to comment any further on that and just let it happen. And whatever happens, happens. And then I fully expect Kiwi to lose and then turn into the 12th Kiwi. And then copyright back again.
Yeah, she turns to Ultra Kiwi, Super Saiyan Kiwi.
She turns Ultra Kiwi, her face literally just becomes a kiwi fruit. And then Bruno Bono eats her.
Yep. And then
Bruno wins
becomes,
all.
Yeah. He's going to be gassed within 5 minutes.
Just like The Rock. He's been doing movies and stuff. That's where Bruno Bono's been.
Yeah, he's been doing such great movies as Very Bad Trip.
Yes.
Another very bad trip.
Another very bad trip.
If you don't get the joke of that, that is the European name of The Hangover. Well, at least it is in France. Is A Very Bad Trip. So there you go. And Bruno Bono was in that movie. He was the cast of the part of The Rock on the roadside. He was just a giant boulder. They just kind of he curled into a ball and they painted him grey. That was Bruno's big blockbuster debut. But he's going to make his debut on the grandest stage of the AS, the Mall, which is going to be Renaissance. So, what is the date going to be of that again, Matt?
We're aiming for August, I believe, with everything that needs to be.
What's August?
July or August. Oh. existed, coming back. I never liked that fucker. No. But really, we're aiming for either late July, early August. Hopefully, of course, plans subject to change. There's a lot that needs to be done with this match. I mean, show. There's a lot that needs to be still kind of set in stone, but that's the tentative kind of time frame. And I'm really hoping that everyone's as excited for it as I am.
Oh yeah, definitely I am. I don't know about anyone else, but I definitely am. By the way, are these plans subject to change, actual plans subject to change, or are they WrestleZone plans subject to change?
Yeah, they're WrestleZone plans subject to change, and when Cena comes in and buries everyone, I can just say, well, guess we were wrong.
That is the nature of the business. Vince McMahon got the Renaissance run sheet and he just ripped it in half. Halfway through the show.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Excellent stuff. So I think that will be a great show. And okay, so obviously there is a reason that we got Tiffy on the show here tonight, other than the fact that we were just playing Tekken and I said to him, hey Tiffy, do you want to be on the show? No, seriously, we wanted to get Tiffy back on the show for some time, and I knew that I think having Kira here tonight as well would be beneficial to us, because he can also speak from a unique perspective on something which has kind of impacted the site as a whole, and obviously that is, of course, women's wrestling. Now, of course, as you all know, Tiffy Lockhart is well known for doing Rose, really. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He's the mastermind behind that, and the reason why I say Kira's got a unique perspective is he was brought into AES through Rose. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I joined EAS just for Rose.
Absolutely. See, yeah, I knew I was right. So yeah, having that unique perspective from Kira, I think it would be great having him here tonight. So tonight, I would like to pose to you all some questions and some discussion points. Number one, I'm not going to number these actually. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring up some discussion points. Just the differences between male and female wrestling. I was going to ask Tiff the question, why female wrestling? Just kind of talk about the differences and just kind of talk about just how female wrestling works so much better in EFEDs than it does in real wrestling as well. So yeah, I would actually like to go to Tiffy first with this one. Go ahead.
Okay, so the reason why I did Rose in the first place wasn't really to make any sort of statement about women's wrestling. In fact, I really didn't give a damn about it until I really started to get into Rose, and I'm like, wait a second, this is so easy. Why has no one done this yet? Why is this not a popular thing? Really, the reason why I did Rose was when I saw World Freestyle League, and that was the first EFED I really watched whenever I came to AES. When I saw that, oh hey, the women are being treated as an actual division and not just an afterthought, like they're having actual matches with actual time and actual storylines. And I said, well, there's only like 10 of them. What if we expanded this into a full roster? And so I mulled it over for what felt like a month and a half. And I thought about it, and I said, can I really do this with the equipment that I have? And it turns out I could have, for a small time being, but I could have, until everything broke, and then I had to get new things. But that was really the main purpose of making it, was to say, hey, there's a lot of potential for characters here, because I've obviously seen the potential for characters here, so let's just make it a whole big thing. Mm-hmm. And the caring about women's wrestling came later on, whenever, I just thought about it more and more, and I'm like, like I said, this isn't really hard to do. Like, making believable and compelling female characters is not at all difficult, and there's just so many people that don't take the time to even remotely understand what could make a good female character. And what makes a good female character is that they just, most of the time, 90%, you just need to make a character that happens to be female. And you can, there are characters that I've made, like Amber Ember could really never work as a male. or at least it would be a completely different type of character.
Yeah, it would have to
Other-
require a lot of alterations in some ways.
Yeah. Like, there would be things that wouldn't be as impactful or mean as much if it was a male character. But, I mean, you take a character like, let me think of one off the top of my head. You take a character, I guess,
Cade?
yes, Ambrose Ember. Yeah, Cade is actually not a good example of that, because Cade is a character that if she were a male, and my boyfriend actually, my boyfriend actually commented on this. Cade Murdoch is the character that my boyfriend doesn't actually like, but because she is a female, he finds her inherently more compelling, because that's not a character type you see as a female very often.
Right, yeah, I see what okay, I see what you mean. So, yeah, like Shucky just said, Pierce, DH Pierce would be one that could be a male, or,
she could work as a male, and she just happens to be female. And
Walker.
Both of those characters could have been male, but they just both happen to be female. And that's really where you start building female characters, is just make someone that happens to be female, and don't make that part of their character. But then when you get into really deep stuff, you make characters that being female is, it makes them better. I think there's like an inherent set of character types that you can't do unless you make the character female, and it's not like, women problems, but I mean, some of those can be compelling when done right.
Plus, really, there are gender differences, just chemically. So
men have a lot more pride, stereotypically. There's all that stuff.
Yeah, there's plenty of stereotypes that go along with it, as well as actual just scientific differences between the two genders. So.
And the thing is, I say, just make characters that happen to be female, but there's absolutely no problem at all in playing into stereotypes as long as they're not the defining features of that character. Like, I'm a girl. That's not going to work. Like, you need to make a character that, if you want to make a character that is a woman, you have to have them act like a woman while still being, a three-dimensional character.
Yes.
You can't just rely on all these female stereotypes, because then you just get into completely sexist territory, and it's not what I wanted to portray in my show at all. So,
it's a really good point. There's a lot of good points there. I mean, I completely agree on the things with women. Like you say, you have to kind of play to the gender, and I mean, I try and do that with my own things. I mean, I don't think any of my female characters could work if they were males. I mean, obviously, Oi is a fashion model. She's an idol. She's, which a lot of things which, a male could not be. Like, she kind of plays the stereotype of being herped up, very female, and, Shell Sweetie, there's a lot of implications that come from her being a female, so there's all that. So, yeah, and I think that's really good. I just, honestly, like, with Rose being around now, and with all the females being around, I think I find it a lot easier now. I just have a lot more ideas for female characters than I do for males, honestly.
Yeah, that's a problem I have too.
Yeah,
you'll notice that I really only whenever I first came here, I had Riker and I had Amber Ember, and then when Rose started, I had like 50 female character ideas.
Yeah,
and I can't stop. And I think like Bruno Bono, Pastor Lincoln, that's kind of where my male characters are. And like Pastor Lincoln is a good, like, people like him, but literally that was, oh hey, I don't want a promo, let's make a character that doesn't talk. Yeah. I
really like your promo though, like what he's become, in that he doesn't talk, but he has the wife, he has the vow of silence. I love kind of the setting of that promo you did before Aces. I'd love to see more. I really would. I love the kind of how he was in that kind of peaceful glen and meditating, and because there's
when I have ideas, I'll definitely do more.
Awesome, because like I say, I've said it many times. There's a lot you can do with a non-speaking character that I don't think a lot of people realize, and that was a very, very good way of showing that.
I don't want to step on Kira's toes here, but he does all the time come to me and say, how do I promo for Infinity? She doesn't talk ever. And I'm like, well, there's a lot of things you can do without saying anything. And, I'm not saying he hasn't come up with that or he's not good enough to do that, because he is. I mean, he writes good promos. It's just, I don't think maybe, and Kira, if you want to talk about this more, I mean, I'll let you have it. But, I just don't think that, you really found the way to do it. Like, I like that's the reason why you don't see many Infinity promos. Is that making a promo out of a character that doesn't talk is kind of difficult.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, that's to throw it back to myself, why I didn't do the promos as Ori when she was the ghost for so long, because she didn't talk.
Yeah.
And it was only until she started becoming human again when she did start to talk, and that was the foreshadowing with that. So yeah. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, speaking of Kira, I mean, Kira, as we were saying, was brought into AES through Rose, because he found it out through Rose. Was that through the YouTube channel?
Yeah, he posted worst wrestling themes. He posted an ad saying link to the first episodes, and I watched the whole first episode, and it's like, okay, Infinity belongs there, and I just signed up for AES and signed her up.
Mm-hmm. Since you've been doing EFED since before AES, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been doing it since I was 13.
So, wow, that was 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Whoa. That's longer than me. That's longer than most people.
Yeah, it's a hell of a long
time. It was
longer
actually
than me.
about 8 or 9 years.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
8 or 9 years longer than I've been doing it full time.
Yeah. Wow, it's pretty crazy that you've been around for so long in the e-fighting world, and man, you've probably seen a lot of shit. So, how do you feel about women's wrestling as a whole, and just kind of seeing the differences between us and WWE and things like that?
I think it's mostly because WWE just throws it to the side and doesn't really give a shit about it, but we focus on it and we build the characters and we give them gimmicks and make them interesting, but WWE could never do that because they just don't care enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they give the divas 5 minutes per show and 3 hours, but we give them the whole show to do what they want. And I guess that's what makes them more interesting.
Yeah, it's just pretty much that, is we care.
But
And
yeah,
caring goes a long way, really, when it comes to anything. And I think that's not only with women's wrestling, but it's with wrestling as a whole.
yeah.
So, was there never any kind of inclination when you were making IBW to make it an all-women's Extreme Fed?
No. I didn't want women in Empire, really.
Yeah, that
It just looks terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw Infinity.
Yeah, Infinity with her man face.
It was the primary reason I took her out.
It's probably because M. Dickey was too lazy to program in polygons.
No, it's because M. Dickey's never seen a real female. He doesn't know what one looks like.
We're gonna get sued.
I don't fucking care! It's M. Dickey. He never sold a game.
The only thing he sells is merchandise.
No!
Oh, wait.
Hey guys, you can buy every single one of his games on one convenient disc.
Hold on, going to the website to do that right now.
I would rather put a bagel in my PC than an M. Dickey disc.
We have still not gotten our U Testament fed, and I am severely disappointed that you have not gotten that.
I'm not going to lie. When the game first came out, when I was younger, Wrestling Empire, I actually did buy it.
Oh!
Yeah.
Bought it?
That was a long time ago. I think I was 16 when I bought it.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Wow,
I didn't even
Kira,
know it was
we
ever
are...
for sale.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it used to be for sale.
Yeah, he used to charge people money for that shit, and then he realised it was a heinous crime. Man, Kira, we are no longer friends. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was painful. I wish I never done that. I want my money back. He makes it free and he keeps my money. What a fucking asshole. He's getting buried in IBW.
Just make M. Dick. No, M. Dickey's already in the game. He's default world champion. What am I saying?
No, he's the Fed Booker of Federation Online or some shit like that.
Oh.
Wish I changed the Shockwave.
Right, yeah. Oh my god. So
the
yeah,
head booker
actually,
of
we can
Mary Sue.
go on. Sorry, Tiffy.
He's the head booker of Mary Sue Federation.
So yeah, we'll kind of transition. We're just going to go off women's wrestling for a second. What made you want to do Empire Fed, basically? What made you want to do IBW?
Really?
What made you want to do it in Empire?
It was the only thing I could record and my computer could handle. Like if I could choose, I would never have chose that in my life. I would have went to 13 or Fire Pro or something. Yeah, that's the only thing my computer can record and handle.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
I really like it though. It's really unique.
Yeah, I'm really glad I did it, in all honesty.
there is that kind of uniqueness about it as well, since none of us had been in an Empire Fed. Well, there had been goddamn deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah, but that was more of kind of a fun thing, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas this is kind of a combination of fun and more.
Well, you use the word
You know.
fun. It is fun, but
Well, yeah, it's all fun. But
I think
mean,
the
I guess
better word for it is dumb.
well, it's traditional and kind of zany, fitting.
Yeah.
It's a good marriage.
There's ye olde wrestling, and then there's Derry. And then there's Derek Bryson loses his foot in the main event.
That match was awesome. Bobby Southside interfering and beating up Jiro and Tommy Hayakawa for about 10 minutes and then leaving.
Well, then again, we did have that one IBW show where Richie
interfered in every match.
That was the first show.
Yep, I remember that. That was the best show.
It was actually hilarious.
And the one time Dan commentated an IBW show, don't remind me not Tensai.
Yeah, I remember when the referee for the camera at Klaus, and you just burst out laughing on the spot.
It's great though, having IBW. It really feels a niche, and you really do a lot better job of it than I ever thought anyone could with Empire.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's not
awesome.
easy.
Oh, no shit, I know.
Like, when I'm recording, I'm either bursting out laughing at everything that happens, or I'm getting ready to punch my computer screen, delete it off my computer.
I know you come on and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, this fucking happened. The AI did fucking this. The ring blew
Yeah,
up.
like, that's why IBW 9 hasn't happened. Like, I just gave up with it for a while, for a few weeks. And
Yeah, I feel the same way,
started
but
recording again.
I feel the same way, but I don't normally laugh at WWE 13's AI.
Oh. Tag team matches, that's all I'm saying. We'll sit
I
there
booked 3
booking.
of them on rows. That's why it's taking so long.
Yeah, I know. Like, we'll sit there booking and be like, okay, all 4 of us will be sat there and be like, okay, tag team match, 6-man, that sounds good, Dan, doesn't it? Yeah, that sounds good. Come the week of the show. Oh my god! Who booked this shit? You did. Fuck me!
Yep.
And that's my experience with CNW.
If I didn't have tag team championship plans, I wouldn't have them.
Oh man, you're gonna love what we've got in store then. Jesus fucking Christ. That's all I'll say. It's getting fucking worse. Who booked this shit? Oh, I did. Why? But yeah, at least I just revel in the fact that I don't have to work with Empire. I really do.
Well, it's sometimes fun. Like, that match I recorded, I had to do a re-recording of it, so I guess I can just say it was the Battle Royale. Klaus was on the apron, and then he jumped down from the apron before the match started and started to leave. And when the match started, it immediately just came up saying Klaus has been eliminated.
Just all the spots where Strawberry Shortcake falls off the apron is fucking hilarious.
And the time the ref climbed the turnbuckle and did a swan dive to break up a beatdown.
Can I just say that the Ann Cortez first-person cam is one of the greatest things I've ever seen on this website?
Just the glasses.
Yeah, Cam.
What,
See, there's just so
the-
much fun to be done in Empire, and that's why. That's why I do really like IBW.
I think the moral of this is watch IBW.
Watch IBW.
I think
Cool.
so. Watch IBW.
Cool. So what we were talking... Oh yeah, those bitches. That's what we were talking about originally. Those women's.
Damn bitches.
Them bitches. So yeah, so in kind of a in a segue, watching IBW is like women.
What?
There's supposed to be a punchline. I don't know.
You mean they randomly explode?
Yes. That'll do.
Oh god.
They give you headaches. There we
They
go. We'll
killed
take that one.
Solid Snake.
They killed Solid Snake. That's probably my favourite spot in any match.
That was I think that was Fuckface's idea when I told him my box broke, and he sent me a message saying how about I just yell Snake into the mic, and I was like, okay, that's actually a good idea. There was two files, one actually had the burr at the end of it, but I actually had too much of that already, so I just didn't use that one.
That was really funny. And also I'd like to mention in CNW when we had the Sardidu Snake cameo was literally I was filming the cutscene and I accidentally zoomed in on the box and I just burst out laughing. I was like, oh god, that'd be really funny if Solid Snake was in that box, because in the actual cutscene I used Cole Scorpio and Dirk Derrick just happened to turn around and look at the box, and I zoomed in on it at the right time. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking hilarious. So yeah, to go back, women's wrestling. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I'm just really glad Rose is a thing, because as I was saying, I have a lot more ideas for women's characters than I have for men. So yeah, Sir Dan's getting agenda change soon.
Awesome.
I knew it. That's why you were writing them out.
Yes!
Lady
you
Denny.
ruined my... So, wow,
Dan died.
Yes.
Rip.
Huh?
Rip.
Oh,
Talk.
did I die?
Yes, you died.
Oh,
Talk.
my mic thing died.
No, you died.
Oh, you made a death cry.
I made a daft cry. Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Talk.
Anyway, I'm talking. Matt, what do you think about women's wrestling?
Shit. No, really, I love it. I love what we do. I mean, I've said before, Erin is pretty much my favorite character to write for many, many, many reasons. She's just great. I love Rose. Great product. And I don't know, because I've always been the type to pick female characters in video games. So it's pretty much that for me. And it's really nice. It's just really fun. I guess, just to me, I think that there's a lot that can be done with a female character that can't just be done with a male. And also, I just think, because, as said before, a lot of character types in, women's wrestling and just female characters in general. There's a lot that you don't see in a character, or you do, but you don't see him in, this situation or whatever in wrestling, So it's really something really new and really cool, kind of, pretty much.
Yeah, like you say, it's just uncharted territory, pretty much, because when you look at women's wrestling as a whole, I mean, you have WWE,
you have
and
Shimmer,
TNA.
and then you have
I was just saying, like
WWE and
TNA
that does
which
nothing.
have models that they taught to wrestle. We have Shimmer, which no one really keeps up with. Joshi, which doesn't really have stories, although it does have good wrestling. That's about it, really. So we kind of get the best of Shimmer and Joshi and put it together, and yeah, that's Rose.
And yeah, I just really like it because there's so many cool characters in Rose. I think that's the thing with us in general, is that none of us really we try not to have, I guess, that prejudice that some people do towards towards women's wrestling.
Right.
You want to know something? I wanted to comment on that because when I first this is when I was still on Woo. Whenever I made the thread promoting its premiere back in May last year, I said, "Oh yeah, you might have heard about a month ago. I was talking about making an all women's wrestling fed." And one of the first responses was, "An all women's wrestling fed, an all women's e-fed," and like this guy this guy, like I didn't even know what he was implying with that, but it was just this like
piss break
this
the
reaction. Yeah, it was basically just like
He's probably
what the fuck are you
implying
doing,
that
guy?
it's gonna be like one of those, herder. Let's look at a lot of tits and calls and whatever.
Yeah,
It's-
and I know
Ugh.
I know of one of those, and I actually talked with somebody from I actually talked with somebody from Rant Board who mentioned, oh yeah, there's this other women's wrestling fed, and I'm like, that's actually the exact opposite of the fed I wanted to make. You know, like really, it's the exact opposite. Like, you know, oh hey, here's bikini girl with a cowboy hat on, and no, it was like they had just played Rumble Roses, and they're like, I'm gonna recreate every single Rumble Rose characters, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
With-
like not
without
to
the
knock
crazy
on
pride
Rumble,
lady.
I'm sure the mechanics are good in that game, but it's tits and ass the game.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well, it
much.
is a fan service game. That's the point of it. Same as Dead or Alive.
Yeah, I want to make a third installment of that game that wasn't that, and just like put all of the Rose characters in it.
Yeah.
Because just call it Rumble Roses of Sports Entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a lot of things. Like, there's a lot of stigma behind women's wrestling because of how it's been treated in actual wrestling.
But it wasn't
And
always
also-
like that.
Yeah, I know, but it is
Like with
now.
Alundra Blaze and a lot of other wrestlers.
I know.
The
I
early-
was going to mention that. Like, she brought like that Survivor Series match that year was literally Alundra Blaze and 9 Japanese women wrestlers.
Yeah.
That no one had ever heard about that, and Aja Kong was in there. Like she captained the team. Like,
I know, and then
crazy.
it's just forgotten about, and like WCW had a lot of that
surreal.
as well, and then
yeah. And then, like, in TNA, like, the women's wrestling was legitimately the best part of that show, and then Monday nights happened, and the women's championship was defended in a lockbox match where there was no pinfalls.
Yeah.
that was the most
And
shit of
That was
bullshit.
the most offensive thing they've ever done, I think.
Oh my god. Yes, go on, continue, Matt. Sorry.
well, it's like that, you know, there's this big stigma around it, but I think people, and there's also in the e-wrestling community, there's a stigma because of that, and because of, how can I say this without sounding insulting? I think that some people are stuck in their old ways and are also stupid. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
I think that I'll continue. I think that there are some people who are, you know, just focused on this, you know, not to go on a social soapbox here and become Tumblr, but I think there are some people who are pretty much insecure,
Right.
you know. So they make, you know, they're like, "Oh man, women, I'm not going to be a woman. What the hell's that, you know? What the hell's even a woman?"
Right.
You know, and it's stupid because when you just gotta, you can't let that happen to you because you can't stop treating them as, you know, I guess
Objects.
it's a character, yeah, objects, and you got to start treating them as characters,
Right.
you know, and it's a thing that's like, really, you know, to have fun. To me, you need to have some sort of character, and it's no different from acting, really, you know. And actors do all sorts of demeaning shit to themselves because it's fun, or it's funny, or it's interesting. You know, there are people who, you know, act. You know, in any, you know, super Oscar-winning movie, they have people with, you know, preferred disability of the month characters, you know.
Right. Right.
But, you know, they don't really have disabilities, but they don't find it demeaning. They find it inspiring, for example. Or you know, there are people who just, you know, assume comedy roles or serious roles or anything. It's all roles. That's all it is. It is all just playing a role. It's acting. And, you know, if one of those actors had, you know, walked up and said, you know, "No, I'm not taking this shit. I'm better than this," then they're missing out, you know, and then that movie that they refused to be on made $1 million, and, you know, they would have become like a billionaire or whatever, you know.
I think
Then they're missing out.
I think what wrestling needs is, to kind of use a horror movie example, a Psycho, something with a strong female role, where people can be like, "Oh shit, we can take women seriously." And
Well, that's
for a
unfortunately
while, like Lita,
karma.
Lita,
Yeah, Lita.
in,
yeah, Lita was-
back in the day was like that, and even Trish. And then, something happened, and then Karma again was kind of the woman that came along and was like, in any other situation she would have been a heel, but everyone agreed with her. It was like, "Hey, guys, something's wrong here. you know, and they tried to kind of do it again with Beth Phoenix and Natalia, but they actually tried to use them as heels, and then yeah.
You know what's really sad is that we go from having Trish Stratus versus Mickie James, which was one of the legitimately most compelling stories of that entire era of WWE, to AJ being a nothing character and the Divas champion not even being on television. So
Yes, man, they really could have done something with AJ versus Caitlyn, and I'm really, really, really disappointed that they didn't just have them face off at Mania, because the storyline was building towards that, and then nothing.
Yeah.
It's really disappointing, because I felt that, you know, both AJ and Caitlyn are quite talented, quite interesting, and, you know, maybe they aren't, as you're saying, Trish and Mickie, but they're still good, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there was that
And
entire
it-
segment where Caitlyn got her head thrown into a sink and she sold it like a champ.
Yeah. It's just a really, really good kind of program that could have been built and could have been an awesome story.
Yes. Kira, what do you think is the future of women's wrestling?
It's going to die.
oh wow,
That isn't even me joking.
always
I
the
think it's-
optimist is Kira.
Yeah, I really think what they're doing is just leading to its own death. What every single company is doing with them. So, but at least it will always be alive and e-fedding.
Yeah.
That's all where it matters.
When I posed that question to you, I was actually expecting you to say Emma.
Oh, yeah, Emma is going places, seriously.
Just saying that so you can pop
Evolution.
Fuckface. So pretty much Fuckface will be watching this and be like, God fucking damn it!
Yeah, he's becoming an Emma fan, I can sense it.
He'll spit out his Fosters and just be like, God damn it!
Crikey!
Crikey, there's tits on
That's
my
just
television!
Crikey! He'll put it on his ridiculous hat and go spider stomping.
Yeah, maybe.
Larry had a few people toss back a few with Dingo Patterson.
We are
Since
getting so
every
racist on
Australia-
this podcast.
Everyone in Australia knows each other.
Matt, shut up! We're gonna get invaded.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna get hit by their boomerangs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fuckface is showing me these giant bat things in Australia, and they scared the shit out of me. And he's saying, "Oh yeah, we see them every day." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, we are flying
Welcome to
those to
Australia.
work.
Everything wants to kill you.
It's like these fox bat things, and there's swarms of them, and they keep their doors closed at night, and they just slam into them.
He'll just be doing commentary one day and like, Keenan Frost here, and oh, hold on a sec. It's just like one episode of IBW. You're just gonna be in the middle of a match and you just hear this, and a bat will fly into the IBW arena.
Fuckface will die on commentary because he's living in Australia and get bit by a spider or some shit. Crocodile just walk into his house and eat him.
Yeah, you're right. You're all right.
He'll
Come over.
come down the chimney wearing a Santa hat.
I'll still put the commentary in the show anyway.
Excellent. We just hear someone die live on air.
Shades of WWE.
Yep.
Well,
God,
it's IPW, so it's nothing new.
There is a crocodile in the arena, ladies and gentlemen. This is not part of tonight's entertainment.
if you do that, you need to have the primetime players in a match.
$1 million news.
Everyone dies.
Everyone dies. Excellent stuff. How did we get onto crocodiles and Australian people through women's wrestling?
Emma.
Yeah,
Emma. Yeah, Emma is the cause of everything.
Yep,
Emma is the link between Australia and women's wrestling.
Definitely.
Yes.
definitely.
She is the...
Well, she is Australian.
yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's the British Bulldog of Australia. But a woman.
She's the dancing queen.
She's the dance. I quite like that. So yeah, speaking of real wrestling, the other thing that I wanted to talk about before we move on to the questions and everything else was the links with real wrestling, and I think we can kind of skinline this because like we talked about a lot of the stuff that I was going to talk about in with the comparisons with women's wrestling and real women's wrestling. But I think that the thing that I wanted to ask you guys was, and this is also going back to something that I said we were going to answer last week, was dream matches. What would be some of your dream matchups between AES characters and real wrestlers for stuff to Matt.
SP Ronin versus Lord Tensai. I've wanted this for about 1,000,000 years, and it makes me really sad that it'll never happen. This has just been, every time anyone asks me that question, that is the one thing I will always answer. I want SP Ronin versus Lord Tensai. It is going to be the hardest hitting weeabooist match of all time.
Maybe. Any others?
You want to insult my waifu?
Any legitimate ones?
No, are you saying that's not legitimate, Dan? Are you saying that's not legitimate?
Ones that don't involve alcoholics.
Okay.
So no Jake the Snake matches.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm sure I had one. Like, there was one in particular that I really wanted, but I remember when we used to talk about this all the time. One that I thought was, a pretty cool idea. I think, what was it, Laura Brennan versus Kana? I don't know if that actually makes sense, but I thought that would be a really, really cool match.
Yeah, as I said before, Oi is basically based off Kana and Tanahashi mixed.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That'd be a really, really neat.
Well, then that match already happened.
Yeah, that already happened. So, fuck you.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, like the new Oi, but yeah.
Right. I'm sure there were others. Probably
Alberto Del Rio versus Andrew Adonis.
Stunning. Yeah. Who can have the shinier tights?
Yeah. Gavin Gamble wins.
Gavin Gamble wins. He just runs in and no. He runs in and then Bo Dallas is just standing at the stage smiling.
His tights are just like his face.
Yeah, his tights are his face, so he's just like glowing double bright.
No, Shucky, it can't be Cotadel versus famous TV clown. It has to be Cotadel versus famous Twitter clown, then versus famous TV clown.
Famous Twitter clown, Mr. Happy.
Yes.
Nick Spade versus Doink. I'm sure there was another one that I really, really wanted. I mean, we could do a few obvious ones like J Gun versus Sheamus would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Sedan versus William Regal.
Yeah. I mean, how obvious is that?
Oh,
Like the might of the Danielson army.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely Ronin versus Tensai and Brennan versus Kana were probably the two that I remember the most.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we can come back to you later on if you've got any more ideas. So, Kira.
Mango Mask versus Heath Slater.
But Mango Mask and Heath Slater are both AES characters.
Yeah, what do you thought about Heath Slater's not a good person?
How about Marty Jannetty versus Shawn Michaels? You're not going to get any serious suggestions from me because I don't really have any dream matches.
Infinity versus Karma.
Well, they both have the same entrance, so I may as well.
We'll just do it. No, that's going to be the next Super Show. Is going to be a battle royale between all the divas with a Karma entrance and the men because
or the Undertaker entrance.
Or the Undertaker entrance because Cotadel actually used the Karma.
Mark Henry versus White Henry.
Yes,
that would be perfect.
Mark Henry versus White Henry.
Yes.
Yes. On a side note, we actually did have suddenly Mark Henry actually happen on Raw.
So they're stealing from us?
Yes, they are stealing from us. Let me think. I'm trying to think. That's pretty much. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other things. I'll have to come back to that one. The obvious ones like Jill Swallows versus Pirate Paul Burchill.
Yeah, I would like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it'd be more if Katie Lee ever had the pirate gimmick, then Jill versus Katie Lee would be pretty neat.
Yeah. Tiffy, I'm sure you've got plenty of ideas.
Really, no. I kind of mostly because I just have really fallen off so much with fallen out of favor with real wrestling. It's just like our characters are so much better and well written. And but if I could, like most of them would be boring, like Tyler versus Brett, Sean. These sort of.
Right. Tyler versus John Cena.
No.
John Cena.
Tyler Ryker is Cena-ish. But,
Tyler Ryker's John Cena, just not shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's what.
Well,
that's
I'm
really where
standing out here in the middle of the ring, listening to the entire one fan chanting at me, boring, and I say, yes, you're right. Tyler Rykren is very, very boring.
Listen to the crowd here tonight. Light up for Tyler Rykren. Let's go, Sheamus.
Let's hear listen to this crowd chant for Sheamus.
OD says Kaz versus AJ, and you know what? That was one that came to mind, but that's more of a gag than anything else.
Yeah, that's
Not
more
really.
of a...
I would rather see Cassidy Jordan wrestle anybody other than AJ. Like, you know, not taking away from AJ, but she needs, like, Cassidy Jordan would wrestle, like, people that are really good at wrestling.
Balls Mahoney.
Yeah.
I said people that are really good at wrestling.
Oh.
Nope, Balls Mahoney. He has a name Balls. You can't be bad with the name Balls.
Okay.
Beach Balls Mahoney.
Beach Ball. The Grand Khalil versus Groudon. Ooh, Kaz versus Luna Vachon would be really cool.
Yeah.
Derek Bryson versus Sabu.
No, it'd be Kite versus Sabu. First one to botch wins.
They botch on the way to the ring.
And then Mixed Spade runs in, and then Isis Spade
runs in and misses a high flying move.
and then Isis Spade runs in and pops off the ski.
Doshi Bonk.
Just imagining Mick Spade running in to break up a fight, doing a high flying move and missing, and then the fight just continues.
He just rolls
Okay,
out of the ring and just everyone no-sells it.
Goldeneye in the chat gave me an idea. Legitimately, Tyler Rykren versus Chris Jericho would be a dream match I would like. Which, I mean, Jericho versus anybody would be good, but I mean, it's like it fits with the characters I've tried to portray in his family and everything. So
Right, yeah. As far as Sir Dan goes, and I mean, like the obvious one being William Regal or Wade Barrett, but probably Undertaker would be the one that I would want.
Oh god, heel Dan versus the Undertaker would be just insane.
they keep going for Tombstones.
Just like tombstone reversals and stuff, and yeah.
Soccer Reese needs to be the special guest referee.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. Or Sting. Sir Dan versus Sting. Would be pretty great. But yeah.
Sting versus Blackout. Same inspiration. Face
how
on heel.
How about we take Sir Dan versus Sting, and then take out Sir Dan and put the Undertaker in, and then yes.
And we
Because
sell
that would
off.
be such a great match in this day and age.
Oh, that Carlisle Connor versus Repo Man. I love this.
That's
We're booking
great.
WrestleMania now.
We're booking WrestleMania.
Yeah, we are. No, we did have an idea of this, didn't we? This was going to be one of the super shows.
Yeah, my idea, I was going to do an AES versus the World Super Show, but at one point, which would be fun. It's not that I don't want to do it.
Right.
I just prefer to focus on things like Renaissance.
Mhm.
Personally,
I might. Actually, I'm thinking about it. If I would have to take time off from CNW for it, I might think about doing it.
would this be WWE 13 Fire Pro?
13, because I just know what I'm working with and stuff. But
I don't know.
I don't know. It'd be one of those because it'd be like, man, it'd really suck if you guys won and stuff. It'd be like,
Yeah, and it's fun, and pretty much what OD says, like, he doesn't care enough about the real wrestlers to be that invested in it. Like, it's one of those things that I can think about, and like, it's fun to talk about, but I don't think it would actually be fun to have,
right, yeah,
especially 'cause they're so awesome.
yeah. It's more universe mode silliness than it is.
Yeah,
actual-
than actual.
And we all have
legit-
that. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. And, there wouldn't be any story behind it or anything. Stories are pretty much everything in wrestling. So, yeah, and I mean, that's pretty much it, really. So, okay, do we want to go to questions? Is there anything else we want to go over?
I think we're good. Yeah, good for questions.
All right, go on then, Matt.
Okay. Let me look here. There are a gajillion questions. So let us, of course, start with the best one. from
I don't
Trippy.
like that. Oh, go on.
If I were to take Snoop Dogg and put him in Eva or 01, do you think I could sign up to a Fed as Snoop Evangelion?
Oh God.
Next.
Was your first character Vincent Valentine with a P. Diddy song?
Fuck you.
No, Kira, what was your first character?
Do you want to know my real first character in Feding?
Yes. Sure.
Okay, basically it was this place called World Wrestling Headquarters. It was around for like years, and I signed up to it as MDC with a Kevin Thorne pick face, and that's when I first started out. By the way, so I was absolutely horrible. I couldn't even do 100 words.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty generic, and I won a title as him.
Wow.
That was competitive, by the way.
Was
Wow.
that text fed?
But yeah, that was my first character, and I regret it. Oh,
Well, you have to learn somewhere, pretty much.
Yeah. Next question.
So we've done the dream match one. Oh God. Okay. How annoying is it as a viewer to see your favorite show get pushed back another week?
I'm going to step away from this question now and cry.
Oh, look what you've done, Joe Vader. Look what you've done.
To answer that question myself, I think, honestly, and I said this to Trippy, and I'll say it to Tiffy as well, because I'm not sure if I did, but, and I've done it myself, when it comes to, it's quality control, really.
Yeah.
It is just quality control. If you're not happy with a product, we're not professionals, really, when it comes down to it. We can try and be, but we're not charging money for this. This is free. We offer it for nothing. We offered it for $3.99, so people should be appreciative of what they get. You know, we do this for them, so quality is just, if you're not happy with it, don't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that people understand that.
Yeah. I mean, it can be a little annoying if you're really excited. I think it depends also on the reasons for something being pushed back. Like, I don't know. I don't want to accuse anyone or anything, because I know that this isn't the case. This isn't the case in AS, but I've, in other things, just I see people just
Being
lazy
assholes.
sometimes. Yeah, pretty much just
Yeah,
being lazy.
I know what particular Fed you're talking about. WCCW, but yeah.
Yeah. Fucking lazy motherfuckers. But yeah, like there's a difference between wanting to step back for quality control and
Hey guys,
Just
I
being-
was
being
watching
lazy.
anime all week.
yeah, I can't do my stuff, man. I was too busy just being lazy. Yeah. But no, not like that. And just but on AES, I can say, yeah, it can be annoying, especially if you're really excited. Really excited. But
You deal with it.
you deal with it. It's one of those things. And if it means that in the end it's a better product, then it's a better product.
Yeah. Same goes with anything that's delayed.
Yep.
Kira, Tiffy?
Yeah. I have my own reasons for pushing IBW back a lot. IBW 9 hasn't happened yet because, Empire pisses me off to the point I want to delete it from my hard drive, so I just take long breaks every now and then. That's pretty much it. And a lot of the time I'm waiting for commentary too. That's another thing. But yeah, that's basically it.
I'm just so frustrated at having Empire on my hard drive that I want to delete it. I've never played it.
Why is it on your hard drive?
So I can make Roland Rotspur for goddamn deathmatch wrestling, and that's the only
Roland
time I
Rotspur was awesome. How he reviewed his own matches and gave himself 5 stars. It was hilarious. Just you really need to bring that back somewhere, just as an NPC, because he was funny as hell.
Yeah, I might kind of steal Holt's gimmick and do CNW dirt sheets or something.
Good. I like this.
And then occasionally I'll do one that's right, and then people will like one that's
People
really
will shit
ridiculous.
themselves.
Yeah, like Tyler Eichmann set to make his debut in CNW, and everyone's like, nah, and then he does, and everyone's like, holy shit!
Totally.
Cards subject to change.
Card subject to change.
Tiffy.
I already made like a gigantic post about how disappointed I am in myself sometimes about pushing stuff back, but I mean, it is. It's not a matter of laziness. It's just a matter of, look, do you really expect me to get this show done in 2 days? Nope.
Yeah.
Like I keep trying to. Ideally, it would be weekly. Like I said that. Like ideally, this show would have been literally 52 episodes in. Full Bloom would have happened already. We'd be looking forward to the second one. But that's just not how it happened, and things get in the way sometimes. It's not a matter of laziness. It's just I don't want the show to suck. I really don't want the show. Really, really don't want the show to suck. Like ever. Like I don't care how much you guys like the 15th episode of Rose that Rose was a piece of shit. Like I never want something like that to happen ever again. So if it means pushing it back, there's probably going to be a lot of disappointed people. Like you and Dan have been building up your stuff for a while, and I don't like there. I know there are people that also want their stuff to come to fruition, and it's not fair, and I always feel really bad about it. So that's why I really try to rush myself, and then I just think about it and take a step back, and I'm like, it's not gonna fun.
Speaking from personal experience, I would rather you put out a quality product that you were happy with than something that was rushed and just so you could say to people, hey, here it is.
Yeah.
So pretty much that. Next question.
Okay. How butthurt do you guys get when Messias blows us all away in fighting games? Okay,
I don't
wanna
fuck you, Cyber.
Yeah, no, that was from Joe Vader, and I just want to say that no, Cyber, he's not even that good. He's cheap, he's free hawk, and he left, and he's, fuck you, Cyber.
Matt, anyone can answer this question. Who's the best person at fighting games on AES?
Blanca.
Me.
Sagat.
It's you.
Yes, thank you.
Sagat. No, it's Dan. It's totally done, guys.
Except
it actually is.
Except it actually is. No, seriously. Open challenge. Fight me in any fighting game. Come at me, bro.
I
Sean
accept
gets on and
injustice.
completely kills you.
Come at me, bro. Seriously, come at me, bro. No. Fuck you, Cyber. Stop shit posting. Next question.
Come back, Sibber. Okay, next question. What qualifies a character to be a main event / title holder in an EFED?
How they're built.
That's different for everyone, really.
How they're built.
Huh?
How they're built, pretty much. You guys?
I can say when I was doing Aegis Pro, who we decided to be titles were Blizzard and I decided people we knew would promo, knew would show up, seemed to have passion, and also character strength.
Yeah.
Like Iggy Sandusky, for example. Like when we were just determining people to push for the first cycle, and every time I bring up Aegis, I'm gonna apologize for it.
Yeah, you should have. Shit.
Oh, fuck you. No, I really wish that it didn't stop the way it did, because we really did have so much planned. But things. Mm-hmm. But when we were deciding people, we decided on character strength. Like Iggy Sandusky being the first champion, we pretty much just, as soon as he signed it up and as soon as he did one of his introduction promos, like in the press conference thing, yes, where the press conference was secretly a test to, one, garner some interest, and also to just see, get a handle on everyone's characters, and also just to see, who would be worth pushing, really, if everyone had a strong handle on their characters, and that's who we picked. And Zaina was one, because Mick promoted a lot back then. Iggy being the first champ, just as soon as he posted his press conference bit, we just pretty much took a step back and we were like, wow, this is amazing. Like, we were just really just kind of blown away by this. And then Miles just continued to impress. And, I've said it time and time again, if there's one character that I really wish could have made it out of Aegis somehow, it was Iggy, because he was awesome. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he was, that's how we determined our, pretty much our main eventers and our title holders were people we knew would be interested. And then Yeah.
Just kind of stop you there because I know you're going about ages forever, and
Yeah.
I kind of want to do a bunch of questions. Like just to kind of like just build. Yeah, basically, I mean that's what we do with CNW. I've said it before. CNW. If you've got a good character, you're easy to work with. You promo a lot. Oh, not even if you promo a lot. If you show you're interested, one way or another, you tell me it's a good show. You tell me it's a shit show. You tell me that you've watched it somehow, and I can gauge that. You know, like Fuckface, he can't be here for a lot of the a lot of the shows. And you're just laughing at the way I said Fuckface.
Can't help but every time I hear the name.
Jay, shall I call him Jay?
Yeah, go with that.
Yeah, so I know that Jay's interested in the shows. As I always hear off him through Kira or just from him himself, you know, like, hey, I watched the show, thank you, whatever else. And I know that he promos, so that's why we decided, hey, it'd be really good, you know, going for the TV title or whatever. So, you know, just showing that interest is, for me, you know, the first step. And if you've got a good character and you're easy to work with and you know that he can be taken seriously, that is what determines the main event slot. Tiffy.
Sorry, I just got food right as you were speaking. I will wait to eat it until I'm done with this. Yeah, shades of Matt. What makes a main event character for me, really, since we've only had 2 champions in rows, and really, what I did whenever I decided who those champions were going to be, you know, yeah, I decided who the champions were going to be. Big deal. Was who would lend the most, who would benefit the most from having the title in the short term, and who would benefit the most to the title in the long term.
Right.
So it's really this sort of thing. If you want a short-term champion, who would benefit most from having the belt? If you want a long-term champion, who would benefit the belt most by having it that long? Mm-hmm. You know, and I have many, like an internal list of almost verbatim what order the championship is going to go in from here until a few, like maybe a year from now.
Yeah,
so
the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you say, that's a great way of putting it. Is one of them will put over the belt, and one of them will put over the person. I mean, example being Triple H in 2002 was World Heavyweight Championship Reign of Doom. It made the belt look really good because he had it for such a long time. As boring as the reign was, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know, it made the belt look really prestigious because he had it for that long and he was the only person to have it. Same with CM Punk and his long reign and everything else. It makes it look that much better. And I mean, obvious. I'm not going to say anything more. Akira.
I don't really know if I can talk about this, seeing as my world champion has only made 2 defenses and I've only had 1 world champion, so I don't really have much experience with it, but I'm sure in a while I will.
But what would you say makes a main eventer?
Just really how they're built up. If they're a good character, I say, and a serious one, it can be taken seriously. But yeah, that's pretty much all it is to me. If people like the character, go for it.
Yeah, it's the overness, it's the reception, it's if they can be taken seriously, and it's the
watch
build.
reactions, and then I push
What
them
makes
based
them,
on
what
that.
makes a main oh sorry.
I was done.
What makes a main eventer to me is the person no longer on the site, and is it a shit character, and can I put them over the world title? I make jokes because I really do think I made a mistake with that.
Tiffy, you're an evil person. Next question.
Okay, fine.
Matt is legit mad, and I am sorry forever.
I forgave you a million years ago.
Come on,
Okay.
a couple more.
I'm trying. If Joe Vader was a soup, what kind of soup would he be?
Disgusting. Next question.
Does Stardy need a hug?
No. Next question.
Why did you
Yes.
pick an ABBA song, Ti-Fi?
Because I literally went through a song title search and found that ABBA did a song called Tiger, and it was really good, so I used it.
It is a pretty great
It
song.
is great.
I did not want to use Eye of the Goddamn Tiger.
Hulk Hogan
No.
used it.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan
Hey,
did use
did.
it, and so has everyone else for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Go on. Next.
Who is your Rose waifu?
Ooh. Ooh. Not getting my own character. Ah, shit.
Mine's a shell.
Yeah, I knew that one.
I know it too.
Shit. I don't know. That's a hard one to answer.
Yeah, because I don't really boil them down into.
Yeah, not
waifus.
not legit waifu. I really like
Yeah.
Shaman's character. Like a lot of the stuff I say as Oi, I legitimately mean. I just really like how she's this Joshi legend, and how she's, just really great. I really do like Girly as well. But in terms of waifu, Christina or Amber, Ambro. Okay,
Amber
go on.
was pretty great.
Ambro is great. I love Ambro. Or Adeline. Fuck. See, shit. Next question.
There's too many waifus.
But
Too many
they
waifus.
didn't. But they didn't pick their waifus.
Yeah. Okay. Go on. Sorry, guys. You need to pick your waifus. No, Kira picked
There's
his.
too
You
many-
picked Shell.
There's too many waifus. I can't pick. And plus,
Yeah.
like sometimes, like I have like a weird attachment to some characters, and so like when I go into an attire and they're in a bikini, I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, I understand completely. That's,
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I'm with Irene. I'm like, no, this isn't right. This is
Like
this
I
is
remember,
not
I
natural.
remember in WWE 12 when I was making Aaron attires. I'm like, no, cover up,
This
please.
is not natural.
Yeah. I know the feeling. Okay.
Okay.
Couple more. 2, maybe 3.
This one's from Night Soul. Who would you like to promo with that you haven't promoed with before?
Ooh. I like that one. Shit. I haven't actually done a promo with either Tiffy or Kira. I don't think.
That's weird.
That is weird. I don't do promos with people. I'm a selfish bastard.
Um,
Everyone. Anyone that I have not promoed with, I would like to do a promo with.
Everyone.
Yeah, no joke. If you want to promo with me, tell me. Just like
I want
PM
to
me.
promo for you.
Yeah, just seriously.
Yeah.
Just
There.
I really do. Like, there's a handful of people I wish I could promo with more. Like, I wish it just wasn't as really good as me and Sean worked well together. I wish it wasn't just me and him doing collaboration promos all the time. Shucky is so good to work with too. But I wish I worked with Dan. I wish I worked more with Laura. I wish Night Soul, bringing him up. This is just like a good handful of people I wish I worked more with. And but just in general, if anybody, I really want to work with these people, but I never have like concrete ideas. It's more just,
Yeah.
hey, let's shoot the shit as our characters, and then something will come up, right? That's how it works.
me and Matt did that
totally
as
works.
Cobra T and Sir Dan in WFL, and it didn't really work.
It was, yeah. We were like, yeah, let's build some hype towards this match, and no hype was built that day.
Yeah. Shit. Have I ever done a promo with you, Laura? Like, answer this in chat, or can anyone else answer this? I know we've talked about them, but I don't think me and Laura's even ever done one.
There are plenty of people.
I want to say you guys did.
I know. No.
No, they've done
that's
one
why-
where their
that's why it
characters
threw me off.
interact, but it was either one or the other that.
Yeah. I know we definitely will. Yeah, you wrote for you wrote for Jason Easton that one autumn promo. I remember you showed it me. Yeah. So, yeah, I know we're definitely going to do one, and I know me and TZ are definitely going to do one. I know TZ probably isn't here, and I've probably not told him, but me and TZ are doing one because I have an idea that we're definitely doing.
We're doing one.
And if he
Right
doesn't
now.
do it, I'm going to do it for him.
It's happening.
It's happening. Kira?
Ever since I came to AS, I've only done co-op promos with Fuckface. Oh god. TVK and Sean. That's pretty much it. But I would love to co-op with either of you, Free or TZ or Dallas or anyone. Like, I love co-oping. It's probably my favorite way to promo. Puts them in more situation, role plays.
Yeah. Likes to play with lots of people. Sean co-promos with everyone.
He
Yeah.
does.
Okay, couple more.
Yeah.
I want to wrap this
Okay.
up soon. I really need to pee. I shouldn't have drank all that relentless.
This food
Well,
is
that-
taunting
it's
me right here. I haven't eaten yet.
Too relentless for you.
Yeah.
Um,
God.
what would you say has been your favorite storyline in AES history?
Oh, this is so easy.
Yeah,
Everyone,
it's easy for me too.
Pretty much, I know 3 at least people in this are going to say Samba. So,
Yep.
just Hyper and Amber storyline. Apart from that, we had to exclude that. I don't know.
Yeah, we might as well just all say that and then have a secondary answer.
I don't know. The Aaron and Shell one I'm really looking forward to because I think it's where... Honestly, I think I was a shit writer until about a month ago. What was said?
Not since I posted a video of Lolita's entrance set to Headstrong.
Holy shit, that is amazing. Fuck. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to the Aaron and Shell storyline. I think that has the potential. Oh god. I don't know, other than the Hyper and Samantha story. Hyper and Ember storyline. Shit.
Yeah, I can say that.
Oh,
yes,
Samantha,
that
we
was-
have the same name, didn't you know?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can say that. Yes, that's my favorite. Was
Just the fact that
Hyper and Amber, and just the fact that it really is my favorite storyline that I've ever done. Just it helped me as a person and as a writer grow a lot. It was amazing, a great time in my life too. Just everything really in that whole everything just really came together, and it was just a great time. There are plenty of storylines in AS that.
Tyler and Zangief.
Oh yeah, Tyler and Zangief was awesome.
I'm just naming off like one of mine, which I thought was really good as well. I think the thing is, like, sorry to kind of interrupt you because I want to move this along and I want to just kind of
Fuck off! I am moving this along. Fuck you. Listen, there are plenty of storylines I really like. Okay, there are plenty that I wish happened that shut up. There are plenty that I wish happened that I think could have become my favorite, and there are plenty in the future that are going to happen that I think will become my favorite. But not just gush about Hyper Amber for a bazillion years. There's plenty that I really
totally
liked. Which we totally could.
next episode we'll get Blizzard.
Right as he's dead. Right as I do that, I forget exactly what I was going to say, but there was one in particular. I really like the Anarchy storyline. Just how simple it was, Anarchy and OD, and it was just really awesome. It was a very simple but very effective storyline that just had really good build. And one last one, gonna have to say, be a bit self-indulgent here, but I really just have Gurley and TBK to thank for this. Is just Sin Cobra stealing Trippy's shirt.
I think
they planned that whole thing, and I was just dying.
Exactly. That was what I was trying to say earlier. It's planning. The thing is that the thing about a good storyline is it has to be planned. If it's planned and everything goes to plan, then you've got good ingredients there. Okay, 2 more. If you can find 2.
There are none.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Let's continue to talk about storylines.
No, we'll save this for next time.
Okay. There's one from Laura. Who would you say is the greatest example of a female wrestler? Real wrestlers, indie, and main included.
Real wrestlers.
I think probably expand that to be characters as well.
In terms of real wrestlers, Sarah Del Rey, because she is pretty much just the full package. She's 1, good looking; 2, she can actually wrestle; 3, she can actually promo. With women's wrestlers, with them being attractive, it's a bonus. Same with male wrestlers, if you're female or gay, I guess. I know it's a bonus. Super gay. Yeah, so I think...
God, who would be gay? God.
Yeah. Well, no. So I think, Sarah Del Rey is a good example, but in terms of E-Feds, I don't know, because I think we're all pretty good. There's no perfect example. We all do different things. You guys?
Real wrestler?
Yeah.
That's easy.
Oh boy.
Emma. And
fourth.
Yvette Giannetti.
Giannetti.
Really?
There we go.
Real Trish.
Oh,
Like,
Trish.
if we could go back, like Trish, like she was good looking. She she wasn't even like in the business. Like they brought her in like a diva would be brought in, but she just happened to be goddamn good at what she did. She had everything. She had the total package. That's why she's in the Hall of Fame. Goddamn it, that's why they can't get over talking about, oh my god, Trish, oh my god, Lita, because Lita didn't have some things that Trish did, but I mean those two are pretty much, when you think of women's wrestling, that's really the ideal.
Mm-hmm.
And then in terms of AES, like not really in terms of character, but I guess like just from a total like thing that they're better than anyone else. But I think Shaman and Laura Brennan really represent like the women's wrestler. But then you have a lot of characters that represent what women's wrestling should be. Like, Case is a good example. I saw Skylar's name in the chat. There's a lot of characters that would fit really well in women's wrestling. But as far as like the quintessential women's wrestler, I think Shaman and Laura represent that.
Well, both Laura and Shaman also have the kind of veteran thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Being, both in kayfabe and reality, both being around for quite some time, and I think
that's really what stands for me, because that's it's their gimmick that wrestling has been their entire existence, really, pretty much.
Right, yeah. So that pretty much lends it to that. So yeah, and I think Shaman and Laura being probably the more realistic in terms of like all the characters and rows. We could see those in real wrestling. Like to talk a lot about characters.
Except for the fact that one of them's a Pokemon. But
well, yeah, if you take away the fact that Shaman's a Pokemon, yeah, it could see. I could easily see her in WWE or whatever. We talk a lot about Gavin Gamble being someone I could see, or Miles King, or I don't know. There's quite a lot, which also goes back to what we were saying before with the crossover. But yeah, and pretty much I agree with you. With Shaman and Laura Brennan, is that they are very realistic in a lot of ways, apart from the fact that one of them's a Pokemon.
They're very grounded.
no, she's grass type. What are you talking about?
Sorry for.
Did you want some of
Man, I love Sarah Del Rey, so
Yeah.
her. No, I would actually say her. But also obviously the obvious answers of Trish and Lita for real. And yeah, I'd probably say Shaman for EFED. Just say she is the women's wrestler.
Yeah. Okay. One last question.
That's about it. So, unless we want to say, who is your AES husbando from OD?
Man.
Cy Daniels. That's easy.
If I had a man crush, wow. I don't know.
Super Blizzard.
Oh, Matt.
No, it was Super Blizzard.
I don't know.
We're not talking about real people, Matt.
No. The character was fantastic. He was also based on young Marlon Brando, and really,
Yeah.
you can't get any better than that.
Yeah, in terms of people, you'd say you'd go gay for or whatever, it's like Marlon Brando's pretty much just one of those people that everyone always mentions because he was very handsome. In a very straight way.
Totally.
In a very straight way.
Yes.
Hackgay.com.
And finally.
No, Kira.
Oh, yes.
All of them.
All of them. I'll take them all, he's hardcore. Kira's
Yes,
hardcore.
that's why he runs IBW.
Night IRL.
Yeah.
God. A bit more charming, hopefully.
Yes. Any more?
Yes, the final one for Tiffy. When are you going to listen to the billions of fans worldwide and push Warcore?
Let's push Warcore to the moon and leave it there.
How about we push Warcraft to the moon and then push the moon somewhere else?
Push Warcore off a cliff.
Yes. Okay, are we done then?
We are done.
All right. So next week, if you want to be on the show, let us know. I know we have got a few requests from different people. One of them, who I'm considering, which would be interesting, but it is somewhat more difficult having certain people on the show if there's less that's happened during the week. There has not been that much that's happened during the week, so that's why I figured we might as well have Tiffy on as well. So I think it was a smart decision having Tiffy on as well, and I'm glad you joined us at no notice at all.
No, thanks. I wasn't doing anything else besides playing Tekken. So
Yeah.
It's great having Kira on as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. Thank you, Kira, as well, for joining us.
Watch IBW.
Watch IBW.
Cool.
And as well, of course, thank you, Matt, for being my co-host of the evening.
Of course, anytime.
And thank you all for listening to us here tonight. It has been a pleasure, as always, to do Radio Armbar. It's a pleasure, as always, to be a part of the community. And it is a pleasure, as always, to breathe.
Yes,
'Cause
breathing's pretty
nice.
great.
Breathing is pretty great. So, again, thank you all for listening, and good night.
Good night.
watch IBW.